somehow I think the one of the archivists said to us, I think on that third day, the library closed at 4:45. So you could go from 10 till 5 and very strict rules. And one of the archivists said, there's microfilms downstairs, and the microfilm room is open till 10. So we
Sure.
started after the library closed, going down to the microfilm room. And it was that very first night in the microfilm room. Ed was on one machine, two machines away, and you see it in the movie. Those are actual footage from what happened because we brought Fauna with us, right? So
Sure.
he could film. And
Mm.
so as I was going through the microfilms, and you go at a just like a zip, zip, zip pace, right? Because you're trying to see what's on the pages. And I saw in the top paragraph the word homosexual. And I saw First Corinthians, and I thought, this is the first time in 3 days I've seen this verse quoted and the word homosexual in all of these archives.
Shh.
So I stopped what I was doing and I called to Ed and I said, I think I found something without pursuing it, without reading further, and asked Fauna to come over. And he took Ed's iPhone and his iPhone and just started filming. So what you see is what really happened. And I start reading the letter and I realized right away that this is a single spaced, thoughtful letter. And if somebody had shown me that letter that day, as if it were a new letter, I would say, whoever wrote this letter is asking really good questions.
Yeah.
It was that advanced. And it was, you could just tell it was a person that was really thinking about things. But because I know so much history, I knew that it could not be a straight person asking these questions
Oh,
because a straight person never would have had the sensibilities or the reflection that some of these statements showed. And so I
sure.
say right in the film, this is a guy, he's a gay, he's got to be a gay therapist because the level was high and the questions were thoughtful.
Yes.
And so we got to the end of the first letter, and of course they were signed David Sheldon, and they were from a PO box in Ontario, Canada.
Mm.
And then the next question, the next piece of paper was Dr. Weigel's response, and it was another 3-page response. And in that response, he explained, he said, somebody asked me this, and somebody made a statement in 1952, and we found that postcard too. It was another Canadian who had said, there's a person in my congregation who has homosexuality in the family, and they're wondering why Arsena Koitai is translated homosexual here and not in First Timothy. So all Weigel said is in First Corinthians, I combined Arsena Koitai and Malakoi and made it homosexuals and made it sodomites there. And it was a very simple answer. It was a
Sure.
3 sentence answer.
My
And so he
word.
says, but you know what? Since you have written such a complete letter and you've put so much work into this letter, I'm going to tell you why I did this.
Wow. Sure.